Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos, and here is Bill Rice Jr., and here is Boris Lee, and Mike Amos will be coming shortly from Great Beach, and good morning to all of you. How you doing, Ryan?
Good morning. They want you to put your mic on.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, today is Make a Friend Day. Today is Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk Day, and today is Wear a White Shirt or T-shirt Day. And I think Bill's got on a T-shirt under that blue shirt, and Mike's got on a blue. But this, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. This is a rum cake.
Whoa.
And pass that down to Mike and let him have the first slice.
Whoa.
But instead of getting donuts this morning, I woke up, I said, you know what, I think I got time to make some cakes. So I made one big one and about 4 small ones. And
I think it's still hot out of the oven, isn't it?
It should be a little bit warm.
Man, oh man, oh man.
But anyway,
I'll take the first bite.
But it's Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk.
Boy, that's good.
That's a rum cake from a church recipe book. Salem Baptist Church in the Raleigh community between Warm Springs, Manchester, and Woodbury, Georgia. That's the home church that my wife Jody and I were married in. Mm-hmm. And that's a recipe out of that cookbook.
You know, you can get some great cookbooks from like churches that do them as fundraisers.
Right? Cut your piece, man. It's delicious. Man, oh
Here's
man.
your napkin right there and a fork, Bill.
Man,
you
oh
may
man.
not need a fork, but
Force is a great. He can have his own cooking.
You say you started cooking. You baking this at 4 o'clock this morning?
Well, I baked it. Well, I started at 4. I had to chop up some pecans. I didn't have any pecans. Normally, I use Whaley pecans, but a first cousin of mine, or second cousin, Glenda Walters Evans.
Yeah.
And her husband Jeff, they have a little trailer set up, a mobile home set up near Goshen, near my land, and they had some pecan trees, and those either came off her trees or the trees at Pike at Brundage Country Club. But those are this year's pecan crop, but typically I use Whaley pecans.
Yeah.
If I don't have homegrown pecans.
You know, I did speaking of pecans,
right now.
I got a story coming out in Troy Life magazine on the beautification of Troy's University's campus over the last 30 or so years. And I talk a fair amount in that story about the quad project, you know, when they renovated the quad in 2003 and 2004.
Yeah.
It was fairly controversial at the time, you know, because they had to take down the pecan trees that were on the quad, which I understand were diseased and starting to fall and limbs.
Gone through a lot of storms and all that, yeah.
And, you know, but that upset, I guess, some people. But as I write in my story, soon enough, it didn't take long for everybody to realize that was a great project.
And you can get pecans on Troy's campus near the tennis courts. I've eaten a few there, too, throughout my career.
Well, they're delicious. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, of course, you were outstanding.
Well, thank you.
And you specialize in desserts, pies and cakes.
Right. Now, what I tried this morning, I said, you know, I'm chopping them up. I said, you know what, I wonder if it'll work in a blender. And I put some pecans in a blender, but it crushed them up too much.
Yeah.
So I had to go back chopping some. So the top of that is going to be some crummy
Get
pecans.
it with me, it's delicious.
And, well, we can wrap it up and you can take it home with you. And maybe it'll make it to Crow Hill. But if it don't work.
No, I'm for letting everybody get some of it, man. It's delicious. Man.
I'll set this to the side.
I reckon the headlines in the news is Mike DeBose is going to be the new head coach at Opp High School.
Good.
Yes, sir. I got some background stuff on Mike DeBose, if I can find it. Of course, he is from Opp. And he, as a high school coach, was 39 and 32 before this gig. In college, he was 57 and 33. He's 68 years old. He played defensive line.
How old is he?
68.
He's 1 year younger than Nick Saban.
Yep.
Okay.
He played for Alabama, of course, between 1972 and 74, was on the national championship team. 1973, he played with John Hanna, Sylvester Croom, and others. And he's coached at Alabama, Fairhope High School, Prattville High School, University of Chattanooga, Southern Miss, again at the University of Alabama, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, back at Alabama, Northview High School, Luverne High School, Millsaps College, again at Luverne, and now at Opp.
Yeah.
And he, if you remember, in that article, you know, they had the Auburn game won when he was head coach.
Oh, yeah.
And they threw a swing pass. The guy caught it and fumbled it. Who did he fire the next day?
He fired the head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians. He fired 4 people, and Arians was one of them because he did not know what play was going to be called.
Yeah.
And anyway, so
that was a cop out. You know, actually, Bruce Arians probably called a great game to even have Alabama in the lead at that point because they were an underdog that year.
I was at that game on the sidelines, and that was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was one that Alabama's had several over Auburn that they coulda, shoulda, woulda.
The show is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama, and we appreciate Jeffrey Bennett and all the great folks at Wiley Sanders Trucking in Troy, Alabama, and one of the leading truck companies in the world, right here in Troy, Alabama. Of course, we've got a lot going on going into the weekend, and of course, with Mike DeBose is hiring at our high school. Charles Henderson will soon be releasing who their choice is for the head football coach.
I guess it could be any day, but it wouldn't surprise me if they announce it probably early next week. But you know, the sooner the better, because you know they gotta get to work, you know, for next year.
Guten Morgen.
We got my good morning, y'all. Today in LA. How you doing?
Hey, morning. How's it going?
Mike Amos coming to you live from a beautiful, beautiful place in Florida.
Yeah, it's a little rainy and great right now. It's definitely not been the greatest of weeks for weather. I think it's supposed to rain throughout the weekend too. Actually.
Oh, really? Gosh.
Y'all excited about the new head coach of Opp?
That's what we were just talking about. Your ears burning?
Yeah. Yeah, we want your kids to come up and participate in the Rattlesnake Rodeo.
Not every day the former head coach of the University of Alabama gets another job in our area.
That's right.
I have always heard stories about Coach Dubose. What a fantastic player he was at Opp. My father-in-law, Frank Fryer, I think played against him.
He was a great player.
At Tennessee, he had a great game.
I coached against him and played against him.
On in that article that I read, one of his best games, he caused a fumble and had 20 tackles against Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, he sure did.
In one game.
I remember him for that national championship game in 1973, one of the greatest college games ever, Alabama-Notre Dame. Notre Dame ends up winning 24-23. And everybody remembers the play that won the game for Notre Dame. This 3rd and long, Notre Dame's on the 2 or 3 yard line, backed up. If they got to punt the ball, Alabama's going to get it inside the 45, and they've been moving the ball and probably go down and win the game. They drop back and throw a long pass of all things and complete it and win the game. But one of the people rushing the quarterback that almost got to him was Mike DuBose.
Good, Mike DuBose, one of the all-time great players at Alabama, and then now is the head football coach at Opp High School, his alma mater. And will Mike, some of the guessing is over with. Will Mike Amos come in here with a straight hand? Well, you can see for yourself, a hand that was shaking at will at the early part of the week now has a pretty well
still
hand. So evidently
Major.
part of the surgery has worked, and hopefully some other parts will come along, and I'll be back to new.
Good.
And look forward to it.
That's a blessing.
The main thing that we were trying to do was to alleviate the tremors, and you'll see for yourself. That's pretty much alleviating the tremors, and appreciate all your prayers.
How long until you knew? How long did you know until it worked? Did they have to just adjust it a while?
Just right away.
Right away.
Right away. Once they turned on the batteries, I was.
Well, it'd be interesting to see your hand shaking before and then after.
And I'm not saying it's not going to ever come back or I'll ever not have shakes, but right now you're seeing for yourself a man with no shakes.
Wow.
And I asked
what happens when you go through airports? They have to.
Well, I'll have a little bit of trouble. I'll have to tell them that just show them a card, and I'll go to a place where I can walk through. And
Okay.
go to the post office is the same way. They won't let you in the post office unless you show that card. And when I say the post office, I'm talking about
The courthouse. The courthouse.
The courthouse, yeah. But you can see for yourself. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. It is a miracle. No shakes.
I mean, I shake. My hands have always shaked.
I've had some friends. One of my close friends. And, I'm not going to give out his name, but that's what he told me the other day. He said, "Mike, I've had shakes all my life," and sure enough, I never noticed, but it did.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't cure all, but it cures some things. And I did sacrifice quite a bit to go through the surgery, and looks like to me
it might be worth it.
part of it is proven already.
Michael, did you see where Tom Brady threw another touchdown pass yesterday?
Yeah, the Super Bowl trophy from a boat to another boat. Man, Tom Brady really celebrated yesterday. There's videos that come out where he could barely walk. He was so hammered yesterday.
Oh, was he?
He threw it from one boat to
The Lombardi
Gronkowski.
Trophy.
Yeah, to Gronkowski. It was about a 30-foot toss.
You think those guys were having a little bit of fun yesterday? My goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a great party, no question about it.
On the bay.
I've never seen a boat parade. Have y'all?
Didn't have one in northern Florida for President Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of parades. They have them. Don't they have them in what's that over on the Black Warrior, Demopolis? I think they have a Christmas parade.
Yeah, they have different parades.
And they probably have them on Lake Martin, these big lakes.
Yeah, they do.
Christmas parades and things of that nature.
I tell you what, buddy, as far as that cake is surely good.
That's a rum cake. I think that lady's name was Miss D. Anthony. I can't remember.
Well, I was talking about, we were talking, my mother-in-law made the best carrot cake. I mean, it is just delicious carrot cake. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give, I've forgotten the recipe, I'm going to give it to Miss Lee and let her bake it, and let's see how it turns out.
All right, take a picture of it and send it to me, and then I'll try to make it.
All right, that's great. And
I'll try to make it.
Of course, it's delicious carrot cake.
I want to try Forrest's pecan pie again. I can't.
Yeah.
I like it as much as if I really do.
Well, I think you need to come to Troy, Alabama, and visit Mike and Carol Amos.
That's right.
And Bill and I'll come over for steaks and taters.
I want to go to Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
There you go.
And go out there with Dad. He's bought so many cars out there. Maybe he can
Jason, if you are alive and awake this morning, my good friend, and of course, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram truck never goes to sleep. He'll bring you a truck in the middle of the other night if you want one.
Guess what?
Jason Gregory is my good friend, and he made a mistake one day, and when I asked him could our winner be the recipient of a Yeti cooler. Well, he made a mistake, and he said, yeah. And now Forrest Lee has won the Yeti.
For picking the football games the best this year.
Yeah, for picking that football game, yeah.
Let me add to that story. Jason and his wife have 3 beautiful girls.
Yeah.
And I happened to be at the Dodge place the other day, and I bought 2 dozen fresh eggs from Jason Gregory for his girls. They have they are entrepreneurs. Well, I bought 2 dozen. That recipe calls for 4 eggs. Well, I made 4 little bitty ones like this, and I made a big one, and that big one is in my truck, and I'm going to take it to the health department for my wife, Jody, and her co-workers because the health department needs a pat on the back.
Yeah.
But those eggs come from Jason Gregory's farm.
Yeah.
His little girls, you know. So
They
those
get
eggs,
fresh eggs every morning.
they're
don't
fresh eggs. They sure are.
Great. Jason, if you're out there, go give us a ring this morning. Our number is 670-0052, and talk to us about all the things going on at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks. Hey, I'm fired up. Hey, I'm a new man. We'll be back in just a moment.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson Satisfaction, they really mean it.
The Jackson satisfaction is real.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Hi, Sandy. I'm right here. Come on in.
Buddy, I'm right here. Oh, Miss Mary, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Since 1969, we've been right here because at Troy Regional Medical Center, we take these words to heart.
I'm right here. Thank you.
Remarkable people, remarkable care.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Former coach.
Back to our show, brought to you by Express Oil Change, located on the bypass. And they not only change your oil, but they do all kinds of work to your automobile. They got a great garage there, located on the bypass right here in Troy. Wells Fargo Advisors, my good friend Colin McCreary, can make your money grow. I promise you, he's done that for me over and over again, and I appreciate him very much.
Little Caesar's Pizza.
We got some draft experts. They're basically giving their opinions right now on where they think the great Alabama team from this past year will go, these players. The draft will be April 29th through the 30th. Devontae Smith, the great wide receiver, different people have him going to the Miami Dolphins at number 8. McShay has him going to the Detroit Lions at number 7. Matt Miller, whoever that is, has got him going number 6 to the Eagles. Chad Reuter's got him going to the New York Giants at number 11. Then Mel Kiper Jr., who's the expert, I would say, has him going number 2 to the New York Jets.
Oh, boy. They're trying to put together. Now, who's that quarterback with the Jets now? Is it Darnold still the quarterback?
Yeah,
For now.
Still Darnold right now. But,
he can make a quarterback look awfully good, can he? He's proven that.
Possibility Deshaun Watson could be traded to the Jets.
Or the Raiders.
Patrick Surtain, the great cornerback, he's penciled in number 10 to the Cowboys. McShay has him going number 9 to the Broncos. Matt Miller has him going number 13 to the Chargers. Chad Reuter has him going number 6 to the Eagles. And Mel Kiper has him going number 12 to the San Francisco 49ers. So what you got to realize in the draft, it really doesn't come down to how great the player is. He might be the best player on the board.
It's a need.
All these teams recruit for need.
I've seen one of these draft gurus that had Surtain as high as number 4 going to the Falcons, I think. Okay, those are 2 of them. They're definitely first-round picks, locks.
Then you got Jalen Waddle. The Athletic has him going number 11 to the Giants. McShay has him going number 8 to the Dolphins. Of course, that would be playing with Tua. Matt Miller has him going number 7 to the Detroit Lions. And then Chad Reuter has him going number 16 to the Arizona Cardinals. And Mel Kiper has him going number 6 to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Let me stop you there. Yeah.
That means he played with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Jalen or Tua. What surprised me on Waddle is several of these draft gurus have Waddle going before Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
All right.
After that, you got Matt Jones, athletic, has him going number 28 to the Saints. How great would that be for him to play for the Saints? McShay's got him going number 12 to Chicago Bears. Matt Miller going number 21 to the Colts. Chad Reuter's got him going number 14 to the Washington football team. And Mel Kiper's got him going number 15 to the New England Patriots. How great would that be?
Oh.
That's a great. He has a great story.
Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. That'd be an interesting.
It would be.
I've said he reminds me of a college version of Tom Brady.
So that's 4 players so far, right? That are every single guy is putting them in the first round. Then you get to some more interesting guys. Najee Harris, the unbelievable running back. The Athletic has him not projected in the first round.
Oh man.
McShay has him going number 30 to the Buffalo Bills. Matt Miller has him going number 30 to the Buffalo Bills. Chad Reuter of NFL.com has him going number 23 to the New York Jets. And Mel Kiper has him going number 30.
I can't believe that.
To the Buffalo Bills. But no, I mean, a first round for a running back is huge.
I know, but he's still, I would think he was around 15.
It seems to be the consensus. Everybody says it's a can't miss pick for the Bills because they need a running back, and so. But I would say there's a very good chance Najee's going to go in the first round.
I mean, the last guy to go in the first round was Saquon Barkley, the unbelievable running back out of Penn State. So if he goes in the first round, that'd be a big deal.
The last running back? That's a good trivia question. The last running back to go in the first round. Is that right?
That's right.
Man, why they just don't think they last that long, or what?
They can find free
agents.
It's not a
need. It's not the number one need.
Look, Edwards-Helaire out of LSU might have went 31st or 32nd last year to the Chiefs, so he might have gotten late into the first round.
They think they can pick up a good running back later, or I mean, and there's.
Or are they trying to say a running back's a dime a dozen?
That's exactly right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah. After that, you got the defensive tackle Christian Barmore. Of course, he was phenomenal in the national championship game.
Wait, Najee is number 5. That would, if it could go in the first round for Alabama.
Yeah, so Barmore would be the 6th. Christian Barmore, Athletic has him going number 17 to the Raiders. McShay doesn't have him going in the first round. Draft Scouts, Matt Miller doesn't have him going until the second round at number 46 to the Patriots. Chad Reuter has him number 42 to the Giants in the second round. And then Mel Kiper has him going number 25 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he's a guy that, I guess, on the fringes when you say
Well, I've been doing the same research, and most of the gurus I've been looking at have him in the first round.
If I was a picker, of which I'm not, I would have him at least in the first 15 picks, at least.
Well, he improved his monetary status immensely in his last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. All right, Mike, let's get off of that. You got any more?
Oh, we got more players. Yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about.
Okay.
Landon Dickerson, senior, blows out his knee. The Athletic has him going number 31 to the Chiefs. McShay doesn't have him going in the first round. Miller's got him going 31st to the Kansas City Chiefs. And Kiper doesn't have him in the first round. After that, you got Alex Leatherwood not projected in the first round, which is shocking because a lot of people said he would have been a first-round pick last year. I don't know why he's dropping so much.
I know it.
And then a couple other guys have him going in the second round, and Kiper doesn't have him going at all in the first round. After that, you got Dylan Moses not projected in the first round, possibly in the third round. So his stock's really fallen. Then Devontae Brown, the guard, is projected maybe to go in the second or third round. So this is what I'm reading here today. What are you hearing on Leatherwood, Bill? That's really surprising me.
Yeah, in a couple of the projections I've seen, he is first round, but most of them not. So I have him as an outside. I sound like Kiper. I have him as an outside possibility. But from what you just did, that great summary, seems very possible that Alabama will have at least 6 go in the first round, which is huge because that would be an all-time record.
I was going to ask, is that a record?
The Miami Hurricanes, 20 years ago in their heyday, they also had one year where they had 6 players that went in the first round. I think LSU had 5 go in the first round last year.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Where's Russell Wilson going to land? And where's Deshaun Watson?
Seattle, doesn't he? I wonder what happened there.
I think he's tired of getting hit. There's one article that came out within the past week.
Tell him that. That was mind-boggling to me. How many times he was sacked?
I think 350 something times in the last 4. I mean, a bunch. I mean, I can't remember the number. It's been a lot.
Several years.
It's been a lot over the years.
Yeah.
The most sacked quarterback.
Yeah.
And
okay, Mike Amos along with Bill Rice Jr. and Forrest Lee, and of course Mike Amos.
Did you already announce the next Charles Henderson football coach, or has that not been announced yet?
Not yet. They closed yesterday.
I would think, though, by the weekend, by Monday morning, we should have a new head football coach at Charles Henderson High School, the orange and blue, and they're gonna have to wear a Forrest Lee helmet, though. Somebody reach down there and grab that helmet and tell me if that's not a good-looking helmet Forrest has put together.
Will Troy Cable have cameras there for the press conference?
Well, they could if they wanted to, but I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. It is a big pig, though. Whoever gets this job has a big responsibility to hit the ground running and get ready and bring this Charles Henderson High School football team back to where it's supposed to be, and that's up there in the top 10 every year.
Okay, there you go.
Of course, here's the helmet, and what I like, there you go, and it's got an orange face mask, but isn't that a good-looking helmet? And I'm not saying that they're going to change the way their helmets look, but if they went to white, that would be real good.
Right now, it's navy blue with CH on the side. And I think maybe an orange stripe.
We've got one sitting down there below you, but it's a traditionally it's an orange helmet, but in the last.
What did y'all have? Orange helmets?
Yeah, orange helmets, and but in the last 15, 20 years, it's been they've had made it say about the last 10 years it's been blue, and. Of course, it's a good-looking helmet. So that doesn't matter. What we're concerned about is winning.
Right.
Who, or when Charles Henderson started, or Troy High School, I mean, were the colors always orange and blue, or did that change later in life?
Always orange and blue, as far as I'm concerned. For years, you had orange pants. For years, Bill Rice, his dad, wore orange pants and blue jerseys and orange helmets. And then, Charles Henderson, for years, has had white pants or orange pants with blue jerseys and orange helmets.
My sophomore year when we won the state championship, we had these ugly orange. It was just a solid orange helmet is all we had. But we played Hartsville for the state championship, and Hartsville uniforms looked exactly like Alabama's. It was it was like Charles Henderson was playing Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. And, that was one of the great wins, and maybe the biggest win in Charles Henderson history was to beat Hartsville for the state championship.
Well, when I was at the middle school, one thing that I did is I put a T my first year on the orange helmet. Then I developed this, where when you put it,
come get this helmet.
When you put this on. This was clear. The orange part was clear. This was an orange helmet, but the navy blue, this was the design we had, except it was on an orange helmet.
Yeah.
Well, what I did is I bought brand new practice pants, about $17 each, and I had to put an orange stripe down the leg. So we practiced in our game pants, and by the time you washed them, they were white breeches with just an orange stripe down. And instead of buying those slick $30, $40 pair of pants, I just bought a cheap pair of white practice pants and had to put an orange stripe down there.
I remember when I played at Charles Henderson Middle School for Steve Miller, Coach Steve Miller. We had orange helmets, and I was a quarterback and a cornerback. And I didn't get much hitting, and I hardly ever ran the ball. I just pitched the ball to Kenny Smith is all I did. Turned around and pitched it back to the running back. But I had two big licks that year as a cornerback where I had to come up and meet a running back that was going full speed, and it was Greenville. It's actually that guy, Tommy Powell, that ended up playing at Auburn.
Oh, yeah. Played in the pros, too.
Man, I had two softball-sized black blobs on my helmet for all year for those. And then what would that be today? That would be targeting, because both of our heads just went boom.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Of course,
I never understood in the junior high after practice we'd have to put somebody on our back and run up the hill, and then we'd have to run back down the hill and put somebody on our back, and then I'd have to jump on somebody else's back and run up the hill. I didn't understand how that taught me how to be a football player.
I know it, me too. I agree with you.
I'll tell you how good in junior high, if you just have a great running back like Sincade Pennington, we had Kenny Smith who was super fast, and a guy named Stanley Floyd, and I just turned around and pitched it to him, and 2 or 3 times a game they were going to break it for 80 yards for a touchdown. But those guys in 8th grade, I can remember them running off the practice field and hurdling that fence, going up to the locker room.
No question about it. Of course, this show is brought to you by Sandbuck Insurance, and Denny Sanford is a former Trojan, and he wore that orange helmet and orange jersey very and of course he played on some very good teams. Of course, now he's in the insurance business, and one of the top insurers in the Troy area, Sandbuck Insurance.
I've got some high school basketball scores.
All right, let's go with them. Yeah.
Charles Henderson boys defeated Andalusia last night, 56-42, and the boys will travel to play Greenville tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for the area championship. So win or lose in an area championship, both teams advance next week. The Lady Trojans of Troy will host Greenville. Will host Andalusia tonight in Betty Wagner Gym at 5 p.m. for the area championship. The Pike County men will travel to Opp and play Friday night at 6 p.m. for the area championship. But tonight, the Lady Bulldogs will host Opp at 6 p.m. for the area championship. That's tonight. The Pike Liberal boys and girls are in the Final Four in the AISA championships. The girls play tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock versus Clark Prep, and they will take on the winner. The winner of those games will take on either Tuscaloosa or Glenwood in women's play. For boys, they will play Lee Scott tomorrow at 11:30 for the right to play either Tuscaloosa Academy or Clark Prep in the championship.
So they're just 2 games away from a state championship.
Actually, just one. Two. They got to win 2. And the championship will be next Wednesday for Pike Liberal Arts. Hopefully, that they'll play the girls' AAA championships will be at noon on Wednesday, February the 17th. And the boys' championship will be at 2:30. That's the Crampton Bowl Multiplex.
I haven't even been there. But back when I was covering it, they always had the AISA tournament at Huntington's
That's
gym.
right. Mm-hmm. But they've got a new facility there that is adjacent to Crampton Bowl, and they can put several basketball courts in there, and they've got a very good facility, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, let's talk about historical significance. Pike Liberal Arts baseball team is the reigning state champions in baseball because they didn't get to finish the season last year. So you go back to the year before and 2 times. So they're the reigning state champions in baseball. We know they're the reigning state champions in football. If they could win in basketball, you would have all 3 major sports state champions at the same time.
That would be something.
Amazing.
That would be something. And, it's happened so quickly, with
I tell you what's going to be fun. If you go to the game and see how many scouts will probably be there looking at Nelson and the White kid. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, especially in baseball, But But one of them is already signed with Florida State. The other one is already signed with Auburn in baseball. But they're committed, but they don't. It's all going to.
Yeah, that's
right. Commitment, sure. Yeah.
If they're drafted high enough, Brian Meadows is committed to Skip Bergman at LSU, but ended up being a third-round pick, and was offered a lot of money and went straight to the pros. So it really just comes down to, I guess, what they offer them. So.
Yeah, there's no question about it, and it's just just a joy to be able to talk about these kids being as good as they are, especially these kids that are playing baseball is already committed to play at Auburn.
And Florida State.
Nelson kid is just outstanding.
I mean, Florida State's a legendary program.
And then for White, the White kid to have committed.
I think we need to talk more about the CHHS Lady Trojans who have become a powerhouse in basketball, and they won it last year. And they lost so many players, great players. 3 of them, I think, are playing Division I college basketball. And then they come back and they're still number 2 in the state the following year, and still have a chance to win another state championship.
Yeah. Well, it's really
is. They need to go and do something for Coach Jones, Denisa Jones. That needs to at least be the Denisa Jones Court or something. I don't know what Charles Henderson High School is waiting on, but I don't know how many state championships you can win and be that good. She needs to have something in her honor immediately.
Well, if you took a counting of how many kids play girls basketball, at the state level here, and then look at Charles Henderson, how well they have done against all those great players. It's just it's amazing. It really is.
And usually girls basketball, the powerhouse teams are in North Alabama too.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it is a North Alabama team and Charles Henderson, if you think about it, is the only team here that's really has a great player.
Yeah, in the region. Yeah, I remember Eufaula was so good many years ago, and they had that player that went to Tennessee and had a great career.
That's right.
I was at
I think her name was Gwen Johnson or Gwen Jackson, something like that.
I was at the regional tournament, which used to be a big deal at Sartain Hall. Man, I wish we could get that back because it brought tons of people to Troy and Troy University. And the Eufaula girls were playing a game right before the game I was going to cover. And I look up there in the bleachers, and there's Pat Summit scouting that girl.
You're right.
I told the story. I had to greet her. I was working for Johnny Williams in the athletic department, and he said, "Michael, you got to stand outside and wait for Coach Summit." So we had her a seat down low, one of the chair backs, and she said, "No, I want to sit up high. I want to sit up high." Sure enough, she almost went up and wanted to sit in the nosebleeds.
You're a great coach, a legendary coach.
Yeah, Johnny Williams ended up going up there and sitting with her most of the game.
Yeah. Well, of course, Tennessee basketball was huge. It was just Tennessee and the rest of the group. They were so good.
Looks like Vegas is starting to jump on Troy tonight. They go travel to South Alabama to play the Jaguars. South Alabama's 12-8, having a good season. But the line started at 7.5. It's already gone down to 6.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what that's going to be at the tip tonight.
Is that game going to be televised, Mike?
It'll be on the ESPN Plus. If you have go on the ESPN app on your television, or if you have a computer, you'll be able to watch it on that.
Yeah. Okay.
And Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock, they're playing at Trojan Arena. So I'm going to try to go to that one.
Yeah, me too.
Troy, South Alabama, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
Should be a big ball game. It really should be. And Troy needs to get back on the winner's trail.
Well, they won 4 in a row and then got blown out by Georgia Southern. So hopefully they can. I mean, if they can sweep South Alabama, it'd be great. But you got to at least split, go 1-1.
Now, Mike is associated with football, Mike Amos, but you played basketball, didn't you? Or,
yeah, I played all sports. Yeah.
And then you refereed basketball forever, didn't you?
Oh yeah, played baseball. I was a 3-sport letterman.
How were you a pretty good basketball player? I guess you were.
Coach Sadler must have thought I was because he always chose me first. But that was in B team basketball, but I enjoyed playing all sports.
Me too.
I wasn't a great basketball player, but I played.
Everybody played. when I was growing up, either in just the driveway. I mean,
we had of course I played with Steve McMillan, the former at one
CEO
time was,
of Sara Lee Company.
The Sara Lee Company, and was a huge businessman, and he still holds the record for most points scored in one game. I think it was 49 against Pike County High School, and of course I was one of the guys that was getting him the ball. He was snowbirding. We'd get rebound, throw it down court, and he'd score.
I interviewed him once because he was the Sara Lee Company. You think of Sara Lee breakfast cakes, but Sara Lee owns companies, brands that own 50 companies you would know, like Legs Pantyhose, or one example.
He was a great shooter. He was a real good basketball player, and of course, like I said,
what was Coach Hilliard y'all's coach? Who was y'all's head coach?
Coach Hilliard was McMillan's coach all the way, I think, till he graduated. That's right. He might have graduated 2 years back of when Coach Hilliard was the basketball coach.
Steve McMillan's dad was a pilot of one of the landing crafts at D-Day, on D-Day.
Yeah.
My dad was a coffee drinking buddy of Mr. McMillan, and he wrote a couple of columns about him in the Troy Citizen. You talk about a real hero. He was taking those troops to those beaches.
And watching them get shot down.
I think he said he was on the second wave. So the first boats came in, and then the second, but it was still hairy out there when. If you remember the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan, you kind of can picture what that might have been like.
That's right. Of course, our show is brought to you by Hook's Barbecue, some of the best barbecue you'll find anywhere. Mike, you rate Hook's ribs up there with the best that you've ever had.
Yeah, every time I have them, they're falling off the bone. Just great ribs. I love that sauce, and I actually love their rice. A lot of barbecue places can't get rice.
They have pork and rice.
Their pound cake's really good as well. But yeah, they got to be in my top 5 ribs of all time. Rendezvous in Memphis is great. Original Dreamland in Tuscaloosa is definitely probably my favorite if you can get it on the right day. And then Hooks has got to be probably number 3. And then I like Saul's Barbecue in Birmingham is probably number 4. And then some of the best ribs I've had also is from this little place going to Jasper called the Green Top.
Oh, I've eaten there,
Green Top.
I've eaten there, yeah. There's a barbecue place in Elba now. Do y'all know about this?
I remember there used to be one long time ago.
There's a lady there that has a barbecue pit right next to the bank in Elba that everybody is raving over. Wow. Raving over how good the barbecue is.
Hey, Mike.
It got voted top barbecue in the state of Alabama.
And you can get it going to the beach or going to Elba or whatever. It is wonderful barbecue.
Let's check it out.
Hey, Michael, Popeyes is coming out with a new sandwich. It's a spicy flounder, a spicy fish sandwich.
I can't do a fried fish sandwich. I live in Great Beach where I can go grab a fresh fish sandwich caught out of the water that day. I don't know if I can pull that one off.
Exactly right.
Their chicken sandwich is definitely good.
Something new.
It's a shame that Auburn doesn't get any respect around here, all you Auburn folks. But let me tell you this: War Eagle. I said War Eagle.
Go a equestrian team.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's Albie.
Swimming and diving.
And he's getting ready for the 2001 football season at Auburn University. Stadium time, Auburn versus Florida. You'll hear about it on a given Saturday here in the fall, and Albie's getting ready.
You think Auburn fans are worried about Akron and Alabama State?
Yeah, and Alabama's worried about Mercer. Hey, you think Alabama's worried about Mercer? Can you believe they plan on selling tickets to that game instead of giving them away?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Actually, I hope it's against Miami, though. Miami won't be too bad.
Yeah, 3rd game of the year. Auburn will get a test as they travel. I think they travel to Penn State, don't they, Michael? Does Auburn play?
I'll have to look and see.
I think it's the third game
give
of
us
the year.
Alabama and the Auburn schedule for 2001, and you folks might want to write some of this down. Auburn, Alabama is playing Mercer. Is that right? Boy, the Mercer Bears.
Where is Mercer from?
Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was a graduate there.
The Mercer Bears.
What league do they play in? 1AA?
Yeah, probably. No, they don't even. They're 1AA. Yeah, no question about it. I've got my good buddy Brent Jones coming on our show, the AD at Troy, who's done a wonderful job so far. And I say so far. But, it's always about.
He becomes athletic director, and then he gets the mother of all crises that hit him at the same time.
But he's done a tremendous job at Troy. But I want to ask him. I know he's not afraid to play Auburn or Alabama, either one. And why won't they throw Troy a bone? Is it because they think they very well could get beat?
It's the risk reward. I
really believe that's the reason they don't play.
The risk of losing would be catastrophic to them, and so they're not going to take the risk.
That's right.
But as I opined yesterday, it's coming because it's going to become harder and harder to sell tickets and get fannies in the stands. Yeah. And if you can schedule Troy and get 10,000, 15,000 guaranteed people in the stadium, you're going to do it instead of Mercer and have 10,000, 15,000 empty seats.
You would have that many people go to a Alabama.
And they would spend
Troy,
money
Alabama
in Tuscaloosa.
Troy Auburn game.
Yeah.
Jack State had Auburn beat 4 or 5 years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
All they got to do is kick the ball more than 30 yards, and pretty much Auburn wasn't a good
and Jacksonville State's a little old measly 1AA team. They're 1AA. We're Division I at Troy.
You talk about dodging a bullet.
That game went to overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they dodged a bullet there. Auburn did.
Sure did. They would have fired everybody if Jacksonville would have won that game. Every guy that had anything to do with scheduling.
Well, who was it? Jack Crow that went and coached Arkansas from Auburn. And, he lost to someone.
Playing the Citadel.
I think they fired him the next day. So yeah.
Fired him the next day. You're right. Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, in softball, Troy.
That's why they don't. But they're playing Mercer and lose 8 teams from the same conference as Troy. They just won't play the team from their own state.
Didn't Notre Dame, not Notre Dame, didn't BYU play North Alabama this year?
They did.
Yeah. BYU.
UNA is 1AA now.
Yeah, they're at least 1AA. They finally went 1AA. They were Division II at one time for a long time.
Are we on commercial? What's going on?
No, he's getting it.
Hi, Sandy. I'm right here. Come on in.
Baby, I'm right here. Oh, Miss Mary, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Since 1969, we've been right here because at Troy Regional Medical Center, we take these words to heart.
I'm right here. Thank you.
Remarkable people, remarkable care.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Back to our show, and of course, here's the look of the Trojans right now. This blue helmet with the orange trim. Of course, it's a traditional helmet now. Of course, it's pretty good, with the big orange stripe and everything. And then show Forrest Lee's helmet in white with an orange streak down the middle of it, and the Trojan decal.
What do you envision for the jersey and the pants?
Oh, well, you wear a white jersey with white pants with stripes down it,
right.
And then when you're away, I guess if orange would work, I think orange jersey would look good with dark letters, dark numbers.
Blue pants, orange or blue pants. It'd be easy to put.
I like white pants. The Denver Broncos uniforms. Why can't we change it to that color?
Oh, okay.
I like the white pants.
Back to our show,
Orange,
and of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing here with these shunt headgears, and
who's always had a really pretty uniform is Auburn has a very, very pretty. It works.
It's traditional.
Yeah,
it's traditional.
It's always.
I can't see Auburn changing their home and away uniform, and same way with Alabama. Alabama's about as plain as you get.
No, Florida changed. Didn't they change up their helmets this year? They went to a white. They went to a retro helmet.
They're different. Yeah.
They first changed when they had that big F up there.
Exactly right. Of course, what we're working toward is a new football coach at Charles Henderson High School. Hopefully, we'll know maybe at least by Monday morning, but we might know sooner than that, even maybe as early as in the morning, that they will be naming a new head football coach at Charles Henderson High School. And gosh, it's a tough situation coming into this season, where Charles Henderson lost at least 10 players to the private school.
The plus of that is they had to play a lot of young players last year, and some of those young players look pretty good. So there were some ninth graders that I project great things for. Speaking of football coaches, Mike, if y'all, I read a really good story in AL.com about this Catholic school in Fairhope's new coach, and his name is Phillip Rivers.
Oh yeah,
possible Hall of Fame quarterback that has retired after making $30 million a year playing football, and he's going to coach a high school team. And had an in-depth interview with him about coming back and coaching high school, and I was really impressed. Yeah. With, his heart's in the right place.
He's got 9 kids. I don't know how many of them are boys.
2 of them at least. He said there's a 4th grader and a 7th grader.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be pulling for and watching closely Coach Rivers at this Catholic school. I think it's a new school, and
it's about 2 or 3 years old. We highlighted it one day when it broke, and but he's in a tough area, but I bet you they're going to roll in there. Somebody's already transferred to Gulf Shores. That's a different school, but
we'll
but anyway,
that in a minute.
I guarantee you, he is very smart, and I can tell from this interview he's going to be a super coach.
He'll be good.
So the question is, will he want to remain a high school coach? He might be one of these coaches that'll be transitioning to college or the pros.
I want to mention our good friends at Jean's Flowers, and they can send flowers from anywhere on this continent and get there on time.
What's going on? Is Valentine's Day or something nearby?
Oh yeah, Valentine's is coming up on the 14th. Will
this
that
Sunday.
be this weekend?
This Sunday.
Sunday.
Go ahead and order yours.
I always buy flowers, and my wife, I think, would rather me just go spend $150 at some restaurant.
I imagine that would be a nice little gift. And of course, it is for Valentine's, and let me tell you, Jean's Flowers is a great place to order your flowers this Valentine's year. Of course, we're having fun up here. We're talking football, at least the Charles Henderson way, when Charles Henderson now is on the verge of naming a new head football coach, and we're excited about that. And of course, it's a big time to make a big decision on where our football program is going to go. I mean, do we want it to be mediocre, or do we want it to be a big-time high school program?
And you better have a good sports program, especially looking at what Untitled Arts is doing. If you're going to keep your students that want to play sports, you better have something to offer them.
Yeah.
So it like you say, Mike, it is a huge hire.
Obviously, the powers that be that are no longer there wanted us to be mediocre. I mean, we had 3 straight losing seasons. So, I mean, I don't know what took so long to realize that the football program was going in the wrong direction. I mean, I talked about it numerous times on the show. I mean, but I don't understand. Did it take 10 kids leaving the program and going to Pie Liberal Arts and winning a state championship for people to finally realize that, there might need to be a change?
What really disturbs me or concerns me is kind of the indifference and apathy you see. People aren't talking about it like they used to. People don't go to the games like they used to. Student body didn't go to the games like they used to, or cheer.
Little old bitty band, small band, that they ought to be marching at least 150.
And so when you see that in a high school program or a college program, that is ominous.
Well, let me inflict or interject something. With COVID that just took place, that's a big factor too. It's just like on the spur of the moment, if I wanted to go to a high school football game this fall, I had to go to my cell phone and go to gofan.co to get in the game rather than me give them a $10 bill and them give me $2 or $3 change.
Yeah.
And if you have restrictions on who can go in your stadium, well, they didn't go.
Yeah.
And then it just.
Well,
but I want to say,
I'm talking about predates last year, though. I mean, you saw it.
And it's all about energy. It's all about the whole. Well, just take Charles Henderson for an example. It takes the whole system, the elementary school, the middle, and the high school, to come on together and feel like everybody's on the same sheet of music, and where every teacher, every custodial, every secretary, hey, let's go to the game. But it's going to take a special person, there's nowhere else to go but up. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but you've got to offer stuff at the game and incentives and spirit. I'll give you a story. One time, Coach Fountain had called me and said, "Coach, we need as many folks at the game to encourage your kids to come." So I knew in my locker room I had like 2 or 3 boxes of old jerseys. Well, I washed them. And my 6th graders rode into physical education, and I started, here's your jersey. You can have it, you can have it, you can have it. They wasn't doing us any good upstairs because but those kids lit up like Christmas trees. Yeah. And so that, I entered the game. Abby was about a year and a half, year old, about maybe 2. And somebody stopped me. "Hey, your kids are rolling down the hill. You're football players." I looked, I said, "Those aren't my football players. Those are 6th graders having a good time." But I bet there was 100 kids out there with the orange and blue jerseys on because.
And you're right. That's where the kids would go to that bank on that hill.
And they'd be rolling.
And so what?
I said, "Let them roll. They're not mine, but they're my 6th graders."
We've got to bring the tradition back, the tradition of whether or not it's a white helmet or a blue helmet or an orange helmet. We've got to bring a lot of the traditions back that have made Charles Henderson one of the great programs in 5A football for years and years.
Well, the cheerleader program, I remember Michelle Armstrong, they'd have a little camp in the summer. Guess what? One of the ball games, every little bitty cheerleader, every little girl, they had 40 to 100 girls out there cheering at halftime.
What happened to the great Charles Henderson cheerleaders? They would win national championships every year. And what happened to that?
I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
They're at Pine Liberal Arts, and they're winning national championships every year.
No, they've got some great cheerleaders over there at Charles Henderson.
Hey, if your public schools don't go, you don't go.
They count 20 people. Charles Henderson would, and now have their kids at Pie Little Arts. Maybe more than 20 people.
But I'll say this: you live and die with the public schools. I promise you.
Well, your town will go as like your public school system goes, so you better watch your public school system. That's I want the private school. I want Pike Liberal Arts to be great and the public school.
Well, here I want to interject this. I'm for Goshen. I'm for Pike County. Of course, I'm a Pike County schools graduate. I went to Goshen High School, graduated in 1977. As a freshman, we won our first game in about 27 games under Coach Whitey Whitman.
Yeah.
He was there 2 years. Guess what? Charles Henderson wanted him back because he was the best physical education teacher in America. They wanted him back for physical education. But you've got Covenant Christian, you've got people who homeschool, you got people who are at the mother, it's red, white, and blue. It's America. If a family chooses to go to Pike Liberal Arts, Pike County High School, Goshen, or Charles Henderson, make it the best you can be. Let them go where they want to go, but have something at your school that's going to develop pride, character, and when they toss that tassel, when you graduate, that you're going to be a asset to your community and your country. Go where you want to go, but at your school, make it the best it can be, and let all of us
That's right.
be successful.
That's right. No question about it.
Academics, arts, music.
Well, Mike, can remember, I bet it was like this when you were playing, Mike, is that the whole town would come out for the game on Friday night. When you played an away game, the whole town would make a caravan to go to.
The Trojans are in their orange helmets.
Going to Elba or Opp or Greenville, you would be everybody going.
That's right.
And they'd fill up the whole, you had smaller bleachers on the visiting side, but they'd be filled pretty much. And that's not the way it is anymore.
Well, I'll add this. From 8 to 3 o'clock, if you are a coach, teacher, whatever, do what you're supposed to do in that classroom. You'll get respect from your student body. Then whatever happens at 3 o'clock, whatever sport that you're going to be in charge of, will take care of itself if you do the right thing from 8 to 3 as far as getting your priorities in order. And do the things that will promote your school. All right, I'm the new head coach. I'm going to be in charge of this gym, the weight room, and all that. First thing we're going to do, kids, and all my kids that come down there, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to clean this building from front to back. This is your gym. This is your weight room. This is your field house. This is your football field. This is your baseball field, softball field. This is going to be immaculate. We're going to be clean, and where you're going to take pride in this school. And we're going to do whatever we can do to do that, and then your kids buy into you, and then you treat them with love and respect. It's like, who had the motto? Was it Arians or Coach Bryant? His advice to Coach Arians, he said, be hard on them.
Coach them hard.
Coach them hard, but hug them.
But love them.
We just said that the other day, but y'all done got me fired up.
Mike, what you got for the weekend with Troy University? What's going on?
Oh, I was going to go through the upcoming Auburn football schedule. This will be the hardest prediction ever, considering we don't have any idea how Coach Hartson is going to be as a head coach in the SEC. It's on February the 11th, 2021. This is our early prediction for how Auburn's going to do in football next year. Y'all ready to go?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, Akron Zips in Jordan-Hare Stadium to start the season. You're going to say that's a win?
Yes.
Win, yeah.
Alabama State Hornets drive over from Montgomery. I guess we're going to say Auburn's 2-0.
Yes, sir. Can't help but
They
be.
travel to Happy Valley on September 18th to play at Penn State. Penn State started the season pretty poorly last year, but won a few games down the stretch.
I'll go with Penn State.
Yeah, carry your toilet paper. You'll need it when you cry.
I say toss up. I say Penn State will be a field goal favorite.
And I'll say Auburn loses to Penn State. After that, you got a very good Georgia State program, and their quarterback was impressive last year, and they looked really good in the bowl game. Will travel to Auburn on September the 25th.
Auburn win.
Yeah, I think this will be a pretty tough game for Auburn, coming off the Penn State game. I can see Auburn winning it, but I wouldn't be shocked if an upset happened there.
All right.
After that, you travel to LSU.
Ooh, two teams that.
I would say it's going to be hard for Auburn to win at LSU. I'm going to say loss.
They have a really hard time winning LSU, even with some of their great teams they've lost there.
That Johnson quarterback is going to have a great year.
LSU.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
All right.
All right, after that, you are home against Georgia. I'm going to say they lose to Georgia.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Georgia's got.
I'm going to have to take Georgia, too, I reckon.
They've been recruiting well.
They're 3-3.
Forrest, who you like?
I like Penn State, LSU, and Georgia so far.
All right, and then you turn around and go play against a really improved Arkansas program at Arkansas.
Yeah, but I would say Auburn's going to win.
I got Arkansas.
Malzahn was really good against Arkansas. I'm going to say that's maybe a toss-up. I don't know.
That's no sure thing. That's for sure. Yeah, I would say Auburn ekes it out.
And then Matt Corral is supposed to be back at quarterback for Ole Miss. So you're playing Ole Miss at home. Auburn will beat Ole Miss at home.
I think they will.
Woo,
Auburn win.
I may take Ole Miss.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to take Ole Miss.
Beat Ole Miss at home?
No, LSU picked.
Ole Miss can be pretty good.
You know, go back to LSU. That Jones linebacker from Clemson transferred to LSU.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Okay.
After that, Ole Miss. So what do you think? I mean, I say Auburn loses to Ole Miss at home.
Oh, man.
I got them losing.
How can you say that?
That's 4 losses.
We're talking about Auburn.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
What do you think, Ryan?
I think Ole Miss offense was as impressive as anybody last year, so they're just as good as they were last
If
year.
they were playing at home, at home, I would take Ole Miss, but they're playing at Auburn.
I don't know what Auburn's defense is going to be as good as it's been, so I'd lean towards Ole Miss in that one.
I got Ole Miss.
And it's a first-year head coach. I mean, there's usually growing pains. All right. After that, you travel to College Station and play at Texas A&M. I'm going to say that's going to be a loss.
Boy, Auburn got another tough schedule, Mike.
After that, they're home on November 13th to play Mississippi State. I say they'll beat Mississippi State.
Yes.
But that's another tough game. You never know how Leach is going to be in his second year.
Mm-hmm. He'll be better.
All right, tell us.
After that, they're at South Carolina.
Win.
Shane Beamer's the head coach. They lost at South Carolina this year. I don't know. What do y'all think on that game?
I like Auburn.
Auburn.
Auburn, South Carolina lose.
All right.
They get enough recruits.
Auburn will host the University of Alabama.
That's a loss.
Auburn finishes 6-6.
I got them going possibly 5-7 or 6-6.
I got them going 7-5. I got them going 7-5.
I think that's right. 5-7 to 7-5 is the range.
But we don't know what kind of miracles this coach can do.
Well, if he's got 2 layup easy wins to begin the year, if he could somehow beat Penn State, which didn't impress me this year, that would give him some momentum and get everybody excited. So that's the pivotal game. And I think Auburn can beat Penn State.
When we come back, we're going to see how Alabama and how their schedule looks this coming football season. We'll be back to Today in L.A.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Hi, Sandy. I'm right here. Come on in.
Debbie, I'm right here.
Since 1969, we've been right here. Because at Troy Regional Medical Center, we take these words to heart.
I'm right here.
Thank you. Remarkable people, remarkable care.
Forrest.
Forrest, run, Forrest, run. We got Forrest Albritton on our show. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Forrest is here representing Troy Outdoors.
Troy Sports Shop. Yes, sir.
Shop, yeah. Tell us what's going on.
Well, they've decided to retire, so we're having a big retirement sale going on. Everything in the store is 30% off besides guns. Guns are 10% off today. But we've got all kind of different products still left. And just trying to.
So, yeah, and you know, this is a real outdoors company. You know, y'all been in business a long time.
26 years.
And you've been on. Your owner has been a very well-to-do outdoorsman.
Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas. They've been open 26 years, and just they're ready to retire.
Yeah.
I mean, they've worked their whole life for this, and that's what it's time for.
Now, could somebody come in and maybe take up the invoice? I mean, what they've got there and.
That I don't know. Open? I'm not on that side of it.
Okay.
I just work there, so I'm not on the back side of it. I don't know what's going on.
Tell us what some of your best deals are.
Well, I mean, we've got all the camos 30% off. We've started carrying athletic stuff, so all your bats and gloves and all that are 30% off right now.
That's good, yeah.
Baseball season is about to start. All our long guns, we're out of handguns right now, are 10% off today. Ammo that we have left is 30% off. We still have more ammo coming that's on order. We're not putting it on sale as it comes in because.
So I mean, you're gonna gradually, that means you're gonna just shut down right now. Is that right?
No, I don't know exactly our last date that we will be there. The sale's been going on now for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But we didn't cut the ammo supply off because ammo is so hard to get right now. So we've kept it coming because people need it.
Yeah.
So we're still gradually getting that in. It's just hit or miss when it comes.
Be turkey season for long?
Not far at all.
Yeah. And of course, you've got all everything for that.
We've got some turkey stuff left. Most of the turkey hunters have come and bought a lot of it when they saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah. Forrest, have y'all still have archery equipment?
We do have some archery equipment left.
Shoes, hunting shoes.
We do have some boots left, some waders left, tents, ground blinds.
Have you got archery targets left?
There are a few archery targets left. I know you've been in the store many times from doing the archery classes.
Yeah. I want to go on record to thank Thomas and Forrest and the people at the sports shop. When I was at Troy City Schools, they were very helpful and instrumental for our archery program here in Troy City Schools and throughout the county. I know at one time Thomas gave all the schools some archery equipment before the National Archery Schools, National Archery Schools program started. But I want to thank you and thank Thomas for me. But
you know what I'm saying? This store was owned by a real outdoorsman. I mean, a guy that knows the outdoors, and you know the outdoors, and you know it's always good to know you got an expert that you can talk to.
That's right. And that's something that we've taken pride in. It's not just a box store where you have somebody working in the hunting department.
That's right.
You know, we try to know what we're talking about, and if we don't, we try to find you an answer.
Exactly.
Now, I didn't realize that they all sold sporting goods there as well. So, I mean, did y'all sell football helmets and cleats? And
we didn't. Well? You just scared me when the phone started talking to me. But we didn't do helmets. We did football pants and shoulder pads. We started getting into athletics 2 years ago. This last year was a kick in the face with COVID, because it shut down the rec league and all that stuff. So it was really hard on us on that side of the store. The helmet thing we were looking into getting into. It was just trying to get a feel of what sizes we would need and this and that. That's a different area that I'm more baseball oriented than I am football oriented. So that's a step we were looking into getting into and just didn't take that step.
You know, this 30%, is it 30% of already some items are on sale, 30% of them, like some, maybe they had already had some on sale and now they're 30% off?
There is a clearance section that I think it may be 50% off. There's a little section that has some stuff that was already marked down and it's down more.
Exactly. Well, that's good.
So we all
eventually go down, I guess, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 till it's all gone, or what's y'all's plan?
I don't know how that's working, to be honest with you. I'm on the floor. I'm not on the backside. I don't handle all that. That answer I really can't say. I wish I could, but I don't know.
Well, if you're
What are y'all's hours for people out there that are wanting to?
9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday.
Now you were talking about rifles. Have you got the Winchester rifle?
Main rifles we have right now, we've got some Brownings left, some Frankies, some Benelli shotguns, some Stoger over and unders or Stoger side by sides, and some Stoger automatics and some Frankie automatics.
Are you gonna get any handgun?
We don't have any. Only other guns we have on order right now are AR-15s that we haven't canceled.
What is that exactly? The AR-15.
It's a military style rifle.
Yeah.
But in today's world right now, ammo and guns are very hard to come by.
Yeah.
So.
What do you have to do? I mean, for somebody that doesn't know about going to purchase a gun, what all kinds of things do you have to do? Is there a lot of paperwork involved, or?
It's not a lot of paperwork.
I really don't know.
Yes, sir. There is a little paperwork. It's just it's a ATF background check's what's got to be done. You come in, fill out the paperwork, it's got your name, address, and you got to answer about 12 questions, and then we call it in to the NICS, and they either approve you, delay you, or deny you. Yeah. Very rarely do you get a denial because most people that know they can't own a gun don't come try to buy a gun from a store. So it takes about 15 minutes.
But how about hunting guns?
We still have a few left. Yeah. I mean, there's not a ton left, but there are still some left.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I've always marveled at the inventory. Y'all have always had a strong inventory of pretty much everything outdoors.
Yes,
and
sir.
You still have that, and now it's on sale.
It is. Come see us.
I mean, did y'all have like sunglasses?
We do. We have Costa Del Mar. They are 30% off as well.
Oh man.
Trying to think. Yeti coolers. They're 30% off.
Okay. Those are two good products that a lot of folks.
Do y'all still have the tumblers and stuff like that?
I don't know if there's any tumblers left. There are some. I think of the wine glasses. I think they're called. Their little wine rambler thingy.
I'm trying to think. I moved from Troy years ago, but where was the original location of this?
Original location was right next to Food World.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the right of Food World, down the hill, and then he moved over to the old Sherman Williams building by the helicopter. That's now a rehab center, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up with Ashley. Calhoun, so I knew her my whole life. So I was just curious. I knew the new location. Where was that, near CBS?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we sure do appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you having us.
And again, we wish you the best of luck in your transition. And of course, still some real good items that are hard to find anywhere else.
Yes, sir.
Are on sale now.
Yes, sir.
Boris, you got any more questions for this gentleman?
Have you got what's your next step? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
Not going there until this rodeo's over. I'm still on this bull until it bucks me off.
Well, we should appreciate you coming on. We're going to want to mention our good friends at Troy Bank and Trust Company. Remember, they're the only bank you'll ever need. We'll be back.
All right, thank you.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Hi, Sandy. I'm right here. Come on in.
Betty, I'm right here. Miss Mary, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Since 1969, we've been right here because at Troy Regional Medical Center, we take these words to heart.
I'm right here.
Thank you. Remarkable people, remarkable care.
But maybe the longer
We're back.
we go, the better. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the Up Store on South 39th Street, or South 39th Street, and I go there quite a bit. Deanne and her staff are just there waiting to help you with any of your school needs, your business, whatever you need in your business. They're there for you, and got a great inventory of things they can do for you in your business.
Well, Mike, you know, we had mentioned that the first pitch for Troy women's softball will be tomorrow afternoon against Ole Miss.
What time is that?
I believe it's a 2 o'clock throw.
I'm going to be there.
And it's a great opportunity for the Lady Trojans. They will play Ole Miss. Also in the tournament is Chattanooga, Belmont, and the University of Alabama.
Alabama's in it?
University of Alabama at Birmingham, I'm sorry.
Okay,
University of UAB.
Yeah.
But the attendance capacity for COVID restrictions, 50% at softball games, 50% attendance or capacity at baseball games. You have to maintain your distance. I think when you get in there, there'll be certain seats that you can sit in, but it's a 50% capacity.
I've got to go get my baseball ticket. Same way with baseball, isn't it?
Same thing with baseball, and I think I heard if you want season tickets for baseball, go to Troy, Troy.com. What's the website? TroyAthletics.com.
TroyTrojans.com.
Yeah, TroyTrojans.com, or you can call.
Yeah, they don't charge for softball games. That's free admission, isn't it?
I think
I'm not
so.
sure.
They might be charging this year, but right now I think it's free. But I don't know why it's free, because it's a great product. No question about it.
But there's a lot of places you can get.
I've always thought it was free. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But, you know, think
That's
about.
a good way to start. That's a good schedule to start with.
You know, with Youngstown State coming in for baseball next weekend, you know, I don't know how many fans that they will bring, but, you know, you really can spread out in that stadium, and then you've got the people grilling in the left field, center field bleachers, or area, not bleachers, but I'm sure that crew will be out in full force, as always. And so there's a lot of things fixed to hit the ground running.
And I tell you, if you haven't had Goldfingers, you've missed out on the best chicken in town. I'm telling you, it is the best chicken in town at Goldfingers, located on the just off the bypass on Highway 231. Of course, Town and Country Flooring, my good friends.
Boy, basketball games, I see Goldfingers advertising throughout the games on television I watch.
It's really good. And of course, I want to mention Circle Insurance, Sam Judah, and all the great folks down in Ozark. We appreciate them. And Noble Manor for assisted living. Believe you me, no better place than Noble Manor, right here in Troy, Alabama, on Box Avenue. And then, of course, want to mention Scott and Lana Hartley at, and you know, they've been tremendous supporters of our show for a long time, and we appreciate Town and Country Flooring and they're all their great products, and they really do a great job when it comes to flooring. I want to mention also the Brundage Country Club, live and waiting for you to come play golf.
Yeah, yesterday I got there right at 9 o'clock, and I washed and gassed up every cart, so they're spick and span ready to go. And we had a few golfers yesterday afternoon, and hopefully we can get some in today.
All right, let me just ask you this. All right, let's just say me and Fido or Joe Blow, whatever his name is, it comes down to Brundage to play golf. Tell me exactly what it'll cost them to ride a cart and to play green fee.
All right, you're going to play 9 holes or 18?
I'll play 18.
18. All right, the green fees are $12 during the week. The green fees are $15 on Saturday and Sunday. The cart fees are $15 Tuesday through Sunday. So during the week, it's $27 to play 18 holes.
Very reasonable.
On the weekend, it's $30 to play 18 holes.
Okay.
And we have.
What if I stop by the bakery at the country club and want one 4 sleeves pecan pies or cakes or something like that?
well, Michael, listen, you've got my number. You call me.
No,
hey,
I'm trying to get you a side business.
Oh, okay.
At the country club where you can have a bakery there.
I'm gonna tell you what. There's some exciting things going on at the country club. They're revamping the swimming pool area. They're putting in new flooring in the indoor buildings, and we have they've remodeled the kitchen just a little bit. We're remodeling, the concessions area. We have chips and Cokes, and if you want to.
And if you're a member, you have meetings there, parties there. Is that right?
Yeah, Mr. Donnie Mobley, he handles all that, but he's our board president. Russ Baker's on the board, 2 or 3 others, but. The Presswoods play golf out there a lot of times, but anyway, a lot of our college kids are taking advantage of the.
Yeah.
We had 4 guys yesterday. Bradley Paramore was one of them. Marcus's son.
Yeah.
Brought 3 of his fraternity brothers. They members of ATO, and they're fixing to go on that long walk of 100.
They do that. It sounded like it just yesterday.
They're going between. During their spring break. That's coming up probably in a month or so.
Mike, that'll give you an idea of how long it's been with this COVID-19.
But anyway,
I can't believe Marcus Paramore has a kid in college. I remember when he was a kid.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. One of the triplets.
This is the Paramores.
Oh, the Paramores.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
got Bradley and Bradley. I can't think of the youngest one's name right now. But anyway, Bradley was out there and played 9 holes, and then but you're talking about the Lee triplets. They just turned 23 the other day.
Oh yeah.
And Eric is fixing to get married to Hillary Barron.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay is a nurse, I believe, in the Mobile area, and Max works here, I think, for the city of Troy.
Are you related to them?
No, sir, I'm not. But no.
We had that conversation when Diana was on the other day.
But we got 1 minute left, and thank you for letting me be here, Mike. You go ahead.
Thank you for your delicious cake. I want you to take it up there to see if Steve wants some after the show. And of course, we appreciate you so very much for watching our show. And of course, we're laid back, and we mean to be laid back. And it's just a bunch of guys talking here and there. But we're enjoying ourselves, and I hope that you enjoy watching us every weekday morning on Today in LA.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a great